Hey guys, how are you guys doing today? Good evening, I can say, right? It's almost 5 p.m., 4:34 p.m. Yeah. Can you guys hear me or see me? Hello. What a day, guys. Jesus. What a day. I should be live already. Desmond, hey, what's up, bro? Awesome. I cannot see myself quite yet, but if you guys can hear me, that implies that I am already streaming, right? There you go. There I am. Good evening. Welcome back. What a day, and what a day it was, guys. Take a look. Red across the board. I was super active today, guys. And I was trading. I was taking trades at the same time. Yeah, today I'm going. Yeah, it was a very busy day for me. I'm still working, actually. So, hey, who of you guys went to our in-person meeting here in Charlotte last Saturday? We got together, guys. It was an amazing experience. Take a look. I have a picture. There you go. Take a look at that, huh? Yeah, I wanted, once again, of course, right? I wanted to say thanks to everyone that showed up last Saturday here in Charlotte. We got together. It was a almost 4-hour meeting, and we talked a lot, guys. Yeah, it was great. It was a great meeting. I don't remember the names of all of the guys because we only got together for 3 or 4 hours. Some of the guys came from Atlanta, from Georgia, and some of these guys actually live here in Charlotte. You guys know that I am located in the beautiful city of Charlotte in North Carolina. So yeah, I wanted to say thanks again, and we're planning on getting together once again. I would say that anytime soon. I don't know, maybe in a month or 2 months. This was a bit improvised. So the place in which we got together, or let's say that the Wi-Fi connection was down and stuff like that. But next time we will probably plan something better. But it was a great experience. Yeah, for real. This was last Saturday from 2:30 p.m. until 6:30, 7 p.m. So yeah, take a look. None of the guys that showed up last Saturday are on the stream. Is that the case? I mean, maybe they are very busy today. Who knows? Okay, guys. So what a day! Yeah, if any of you guys is, or if any of you guys lives in Charlotte or in North Carolina, or I don't know, maybe in Atlanta or Georgia, or I don't know, and is down in order to come for another meeting, you're more than welcome. Yeah, maybe from Washington. It is what? It depends on the traffic, right? But it is 4-hour drive, something like that. Yeah, sure. Okay, guys. You're in Arkansas. Wow. Atlanta, 5 hours. This one is in DC. Awesome. Yeah, and at some point this year, guys, I was told that we are going to carry out like a big meeting of our community, Christians. So yeah, if we happen to organize an actual in-person meeting, let's say a national meeting, I will be there, so I can meet most of you guys in person. Okay, guys, let's address the elephant in the room. Take a look at this. No, this is not what I wanted to show you. Here it is. A red day across the board, guys. How about that, huh? Yeah, the last Zoom was great. Sonia, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was super nice. But, like getting together in person is way nicer. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So we might be, getting together in person soon, hopefully. I hope for that to be the case. Okay, guys. So a red day across the board. Is this really something to be concerned about? And by the way, I really want to show you guys the work that I can say that the work that I did on Discord, but I want to show you guys the information that I was posting throughout the whole trading session. If you were today on Discord paying close attention to the information that I was posting, you were on the right side of the trade pretty much throughout the whole trading session. So I will show you guys what we did today on Discord. So a very red day across the board. Take a look, guys. The Russell 2000 went down 1.59%. The Nasdaq went down 2.78%. The S&P 500, sorry guys, went down 1.59%, and the Dow Jones went down 0.45%. If you take a look at this picture, you would say that, okay, the 11 sectors inside the S&P 500 probably went down. And you guys should know that inside the S&P 500, there are 11 sectors. That is something you should know. Okay, but well, that's something that you will learn probably over time. Take a look at what happened inside the S&P 500, guys. This is something that is worth pointing out. So, the worst performing sector today was technology, no doubt about it. Nvda got killed, and AMD got killed, and Apple, and Broadcom, and Palantir, and so forth. Perfect. So, the tech sector went down today 3.64%. Nasty day, guys, for the tech sector. But take a look at these, guys. Financials, a very important sector inside the S&P 500, was able to pull up a green day, up 0.55%. It's crazy, guys. Take a look. Energy up 0.54%, and this is really amazing. Real estate went up 0.45%. So what is gonna happen now, guys? You're going to watch probably a lot of YouTubers talking about the stock market crash and the 20% correction and the next bear market and the end of the world and so forth. So as of now, this hasn't been a big deal. It could turn into something uglier. Could that be the case? Sure, it can be. But as of now, guys, we are not even 5% of the highs. Not even 5% of the highs. But most of you guys have been trading for a year or a year and a half. So you haven't dealt with a very volatile market. Let's just put it that way. Take a look at this, guys. On top of that, this is a seasonality chart of the S&P 500. You guys should know, I'm thinking, that the SPY, your beloved SPY, is simply tracking the S&P 500 index. So this is a chart that shows you guys the average performance for the month of February between 1950 and 2024. And what you guys can see here is ultra obvious. So the first half of February is usually positive for the markets. The markets go up the vast majority of the times. But the last 2 weeks of February, and especially the last week of February, tends to be negative. That is usually the case. So, can this pullback, this, I would say, slight pullback that we are seeing as of now, turn or morph into something more negative? That could very well be the case. But as of now, guys, we cannot really make a super bearish case here because of this. So the downwards pressure that we are seeing in the markets as of now could be related with the seasonality of the S&P 500. This could be the case. And mind you guys, by the way, also from a seasonality standpoint, the month of March tends to be a bullish one. Does that imply that tomorrow we're going to be buying collapses of the SPY I don't know, weekly call options for the month of March because the seasonality says so, or the seasonality says that usually the month of March tends to be bullish? No, of course not, because we always need to make our trading decisions based on the technical charts. But as of now, guys, there's nothing really negative going on in the markets. We have some technical damage that the bulls need to fix. But as of now, guys, this is nothing but I would say regular market conditions. Needless to say, if we take into account that the last 2 weeks of February, and especially the last week of February, tends to be negative. But if we take a look at a chart of the SPY, and I pointed this out today on Discord, guys, earlier on today, before the trading session opened, we have technical damage here, guys. This is the 20-day moving average, broken to the downside. 50-day moving average, broken to the downside. 5 DMA, broken to the downside. And the 100-day moving average also broken to the downside. That implies that, as of now, guys, the SPY is guilty until proven innocent. But mind you, tomorrow at 8:30 a.m., and I told you guys this on Discord, there's a macro data bullshit report that comes out that could give rise to some volatility pre-market. The core PCE data report. Go figure. That report is supposedly the favorite inflation gauge of the Federal Reserve. So that report tomorrow could bounce the tape significantly, or maybe could bring the SPY even lower. So when it comes to my pre-market commentary, the one that you guys see on Discord, or the one that I post on Discord every day at around 7:30, 8 a.m. You have to keep in mind that pre-market commentary is going to be posted tomorrow later than usual, because I am also going to be waiting for the core PCE whatever bullshit report. I gotta wait for that report to come out before starting to, as I always say, starting to call bulls and strikes. But circling back to Discord, guys, take a look. I always use a pivot. The pivot, okay? So what is the pivot? And I was explaining this subject to the guys that showed up to our meeting last Saturday. So the pivot, guys, is a level that if the bulls can sustain price above it, I would think that they have the upper hand. That I would say, I'm not gonna say that I would definitely conclude that, but I would say that if I told you guys that our pivot is at a certain level, if you guys see the SPY trading above that level, that implies that the more likely outcome is the bulls being able to push price higher. And below the pivot, or if you guys see the SPY trading below the pivot, that implies that the bears have a potential advantage over the bulls, meaning that they can push price lower. But take a look at this, guys. This was posted this morning. Take a look at the time. 6:21 a.m. You guys can see the time. This is our Discord chat, okay? Good morning, happy Thursday for you, whatever. Okay. I said here, futures are green. You guys saw that the futures were ripping today, pre-market. Take a look. Futures are green. I said this at 6:21 a.m., guys. Most of you guys were still sleeping. Okay. Then I said, but there's still some technical damage out there that the bulls need to fix before we can consider the tape innocent rather than guilty. Then I stated, our early pivot comes in today at $598. $598. So, as long as the bulls can sustain price above $598, they could push price higher. Then, guys, take a look at this. So, play ball, whatever. You know that sometimes I am making some jokes on Discord. Why not, right? So, at 9:33 a.m., guys, I told you, 598 test incoming. Let's see. Above $598, the door opens for $601.97. But then I said, $598 is overhead resistance. Take a look at the time that I posted this information, guys. 9:33 a.m. Let's reconcile this with a 1 day, 1 minute chart of the SPY. Here you guys can see it. Take a look, guys. The SPY hit $598 at 9:36 a.m. And take a look at this green line. Where did I get that level from, guys? That $598 level from this 50-day moving average. Take a look. The SPY fell right at $598, and the rest is history, guys. This thing collapsed. Then, later on today, take a look, guys, because we had a nice intraday bounce. Then, let me see if I can see the time here. Okay, here. I told you guys that I didn't like the tape. Okay. At 12:48, okay, here. 2:09 p.m. I said, this doesn't look good for the bulls, guys. If they don't push the tape above $593.20, the likelihood for a flush down into the closing bell increases. Take a look at the time, guys. 2:09 p.m. Let's reconcile this. Take a look. Okay, take a look here. Where did I get that level from, guys? From this blue line. This is the 100-day moving average. They couldn't, or the bulls weren't able to sustain price above that 100 DMA, and the rest is history, guys. This thing collapsed into the closing bell. And I was actually telling you guys that the likelihood for a flush down into the closing bell increases. So this is the information. Then I am always making jokes, as you guys can see here. I highlighted what I said at 2:09 p.m. So this is the idea, guys, of the information that I am posting on Discord. I am providing you guys the numbers that you need in order to make your own trading decisions. And take a look. I was super active today, guys. I have some screenshots here. Take a look. $130 with SPY puts, $98 with triple Q puts, and $384 with triple Q puts. I was super active trading. And I use these levels in order to open my trades, guys. So this is information that you can use, again, in order to make your own trading decisions. How about that, huh? And I think that, volatility is going up, guys. I think that the VIX closed today above 20. Yes, take a look. Well, the VIX, the volatility index, guys, remains above 20 points. That is signaling that we might be having some more fun ahead of us. More likely than not. There you go. Okay, guys, please drop a comment down below and let me know what stocks you want me to go over. Okay. I don't wanna, spend a lot of time going over the SPY because, guys, you will have my levels tomorrow on Discord, okay? I will be posting the information on Discord. But this is my opinion, and I could be wrong. Listen up. I could be wrong. I have a number to the downside that if happens to be hit tomorrow or on Monday, the latest, I am going to be buying calls with both hands in order to play a bounce, okay? I could be wrong. The SPY could be a bit lower. But I think that if we happen to see this price, again, either tomorrow or on Monday, I am a buyer of the SPY down there. Put this number on a sticky note. And then, call me out if I am mistaken. And I don't know if we are actually going to see this number, guys. $581.12. Previous support back from February 1st. Again, guys, if we see 581.10 in the next 48 hours of trading, I am a buyer of the SPY with both hands in order to try to play a potential bounce. I don't know if that, I am not, first of all, I am not absolutely certain that we are actually going to see that number. Okay? And I don't know either if that number happens to be visited. I am not 100% certain that that number is going to give rise to a bounce. But if we see 581.10, again, either tomorrow or on Monday, the latest, I am a buyer of the SPY with both hands. That being said, let's go over Nvda. Okay, guys, I'm super tired. You know that I am streaming throughout the whole trading session for the guys of my Patreon. I am not pitching you guys anything. My Patreon is spoken in Spanish, so you don't need to sign up for my Patreon. But I always try to remind you that when I go live for you guys on Thursdays, I was streaming already for 7 hours in a row, so I'm super tired. So if you notice some mistakes here and there, I do apologize for that. Okay, Nvda, guys, goes down today. Oh, by the way, before starting to go over individual stocks, and this is something that I told the guys that I got together with last Saturday. Listen up, guys, and put this down on a sticky note. If the VIX is above 20 points, that implies, guys, that we are very likely dealing with a very volatile session. Listen up. You cannot trade individual stocks when we have very volatile sessions. And why is that? Well, because during very volatile sessions, such as the one that we had today, 98% of the stocks out there simply track the SPY and the S&P 500. Right? Did you put that down on a sticky note? So I am about to start going over a bunch of stocks. But if tomorrow the VIX is at 22, 23, and the trading session is super volatile, forget about Este, forget about Palantir, forget about Amazon, and forget about Google. Why is that? Because, again, most stocks simply track the S&P 500 in very volatile environments. So keep that in mind, guys. I took a look at the main chat today in Discord, and you guys were talking about Tesla, what's the next support of Tesla, and what's the next support of Nvda, and what's the upcoming support of Palantir. So you can determine a potential level of support on any given stock that you like, Tesla or Nvda or Kava or whatever. If that stock happens to pay a visit down to an area of interest that you already spotted and that you believe that level could be potentially giving rise to a bounce, if the SPY is going down, that level of support is very, but very likely to don't be able to act as such. Okay? Do you guys understand what I'm talking about here? So, the potential levels of support and resistance of individual stocks do not act as such in volatile environments in the markets. So that's why the only trades, guys, that I was able to take today were with the SPY and the Triple Q. I was absolutely focused on trading the indices because I already knew that the levels of support and resistance that I had on Nvda and Tesla and Palantir and so forth were not going to be able to act as such if I wasn't paying attention to whatever the SPY was doing. Better to trade SPY, correct. Or maybe, Desmond, you can combine a trade on an individual stock with the SPY. Say that you have a potential level of support on Tesla at, 280, 270. And you notice that the SPY is, or you see on Discord that I am telling you guys that the SPY could be bouncing back up from a potential level, that could be potentially bouncing back up from a certain level. If that level coincides with the level of support that you already spotted on Tesla, then you could be potentially combining those facts. You see? Okay, I have the SPY at a potential level of support that Alvaro is talking about on Discord, but at the same time, Tesi is visiting a level that I am watching in order to try to play a bounce. So you can combine, a potential level of support on the SPY with a potential level of support on Tesla or Nvda or whatever, or the opposite to the upside. Maybe you want to grab puts on Nvda at a certain level, and that certain level is coinciding with a potential level of resistance of the triple Q or the SPY, something like that. Okay. So long story short, do not focus a lot on individual stocks when the markets are very volatile. Okay, there you go. Okay, Nvda, nasty day, guys. Goes down today 8.48%, and it closed the trading session at $120.15. So, nasty day, guys. Just like what happened with most of tech stocks out there. The next potential level of support here is $116. This is a previous support back from late January, but take a look at the technical damage that Nvda has suffered in the last few trading sessions. It broke the 100-day moving average to the downside, 50, 20, 5, and 200-day moving average to the downside. We have a big technical damage over here, no doubt about it, in the case of Nvda. Let me pull up here, by the way, guys. I don't have my market structure available here. Let me pull this up quickly here. Hold on, guys. Let me see, because I had an issue here today. And let me see with my stream. Let me see. There you go. Okay. Let me take a look at some anchor VWAPs, guys. In the case of Nvda, you guys know that I use a lot anchor VWAPs, so anchored volume weighted average price lines. So let me put up here Nvda. Let's see. What do we have here? Okay. Let me pull up. Okay. I am curious, guys, at taking a look at an anchor VWAP of Nvda from the presidential election, which took place on November 5th. That was a very important date for the market. So I'm going to display an anchor VWAP. There you go. 134. Wow, guys. So what's the problem here in the case of Nvda, guys? And by the way, when we see a bounce, a sustainable bounce in the SPY, it is going to happen. I don't know when. I just told you guys that maybe at 581-ish, we could see a tradable bounce in the case of the SPY. Whenever, and regardless of, how lower the SPY goes, whenever we see a decent relief rally on the Qs, on the SPY, 98% of the stocks are going to be participating in that rally. So that implies, guys, that maybe Nvda or Tesla or I don't know, or Palantir might not necessarily be at a foreseeable level or at a potential level of support from which they could be bouncing back up. They could be bouncing back up from anywhere as long as the SPY starts to bounce back up. But take a look, guys. The problem that we have here as of now in the case of Nvda is that we have a lot of buyers trapped to the upside. So take a look at this anchor VWAP that comes from all-time highs. This AVWAP is showing us as of now a price of $135. So we know, since I am showing you guys this anchor VWAP that comes from all-time highs, that the average market participant that started a position on Nvda, when Nvda hit, this was $150. This was in November. Now this is the previous all-time highs. Let me remove this and let me display an anchor VWAP from the most recent all-time highs of Nvda. Okay, there you go. Take a look, guys. So an anchor VWAP, an anchored volume weighted average price line that comes from the all-time highs of Nvda is signaling as of now $130. What message is that anchor VWAP sending us? Well, that the average market participant that started a position on Nvda when Nvda hit $153, this was back on January 7th, has an average price of $130. What does this imply? That I know that I have buyers trapped holding the bag at $130. So from a psychological standpoint, guys, what is the average behavior of someone that is holding the bag, of someone that has a losing position when that stock hits that level to the upside? What happens? So use your imagination, guys. Say that you have, I don't know, 50 shares of Nvda as of now at $130. And Nvidia is trading as of now at $120. What happens if Nvidia hits 130 on Monday? Sell right away, of course. No one likes holding a bag, guys. Sure. So now the problem that we have on Nvidia, even in the event of a general, bounce of the market with the triple Qs and the SPY and a gamma squeeze and everything going up, is the fact that we have overhead supply here. This is a problem that you guys have to keep in mind. So I just displayed an anchor VWAP from the presidential election. I want to take a look at this as well. Let me see. November 5th. Here it is. Is it? Let me see. No, this is December. November 5th. Where is it at? Here it is. There you go. Here it is. And take a look, guys. Above $130, if we take a look at an anchor VWAP or at an anchored volume weighted average price line that comes from the day of the presidential election, we get an average price of $135. So between $130 and $135, we have an important level or zone of potential overhead supply for Nvidia that you guys should keep in mind. But let's say, guys, that the pullback that we are seeing as of now turns into something else and the markets keep collapsing and stuff. Where would I be, I would say, interested in buying the dip on Nvidia? Take a look at this anchor VWAP, guys. The one that I am showing you guys, the one that I am pointing out here with my mouse. This is an anchor VWAP, guys, that comes from the first trading session of 2024. The average market participant that started a position on Nvidia back on January 4th of 2024 of last year has an average price of $103. So what happens? This is the opposite, because from all-time highs and from the day of the presidential election, I know that I have market participants holding the bag. But in the case of this anchor VWAP that comes from the first trading session of 2024, I know that I have exactly the opposite. Why? Because these market participants have a winning position on Nvidia. So they are likely to act as a potential demand zone for Nvidia. They are likely to defend price, $103. Am I saying that Nvidia is headed to $103 tomorrow or next week? No. I'm just saying that if in the short or medium term I see Nvidia at $103, my first idea is going to be that those buyers might be defending price rather than selling their winning positions on Nvidia. So this is an important price. This is an important level to the downside that I think is worth pointing out. If Nvidia keeps dropping in the short term, I would keep an eye on $116. Again, I just told you guys this is a previous support back from late January. That, by the way, guys, $116 coincides with the expected move to the downside that was expected in the case of Nvidia yesterday. You see, if the reaction to the earnings report of Nvidia yesterday, which, by the way, guys, was a very good earnings report, there's nothing to be surprised about Nvidia. They keep killing it. If the immediate reaction to the earnings report of Nvidia had been negative, Nvidia would have dropped down to $116. And it was not a bad report. It got killed today because the tech sector got killed as a whole. So $116 could be a potential support zone. And keep an eye on the 200-day moving average, guys. $126. This is a very important moving average. If Nvidia happens to recapture that level, maybe we could see buyers showing up for Nvidia. But be careful. The technical chart is broken. So you have to be careful here, guys. If you're going to try to buy the dip on Nvidia, be careful. This is a technical chart that is under the control of sellers. So if you want to buy the dip here, you have to be conservative, to say the least. Okay, and lastly, if we take a look at the market structure of Nvda, let me pull it up here. Let's see what the supply and the demand is looking like. In the case of Nvda, what do we get here? Take a look. This is a market structure chart, by the way, for those who are watching a stream or my stream for the first time. Take a look. On top of this chart, you guys can see the demand, buyers, and at the bottom, seller, supply. Take a look. The demand is going down. The supply is also going down as well. So ideally, the a very negative market structure chart has to do with a falling supply, which we can see it over here. A falling demand. When I say demand, guys, I am talking about this blue shaded region. So the demand is going down, but along with the supply, so yeah, we might be about to see some sort of sellers exhaustion here in Nvda, which could potentially benefit a bounce. But if you ask me, guys, and in order to try to take a short-term trade, I don't know. Yeah, maybe one. I don't know. I don't like to trade. I don't like to buy downtrends. Sometimes I do. Sometimes, there are exceptions to the rule. At $116, with the SPY showing support, or I don't know, reaching a potential level of support, I might give Nvda a shot. But I would rather see buyers showing strength. For instance, recapturing the 200-day moving average at $126 before pulling, before pulling the plug in the case of Nvda. We'll see what happens with Nvda. Okay, this was a very in-depth analysis of Nvda. Palantir. Palantir, bro. Let's go ahead and take a look at Palantir, the Messi of artificial intelligence. Same stuff, guys. Got killed today once again. 5% or down 5% today. Closed the trading session at $84.77. So take a look, guys. I use a lot the 5-day moving average. By the way, someone asked about my moving averages, right? Session. Hi, Alvaro. Can you please explain the DMAs you use for SPY? They worked great today for 100 DMA and 50 DMA. So these are the moving averages, guys, that I use are daily moving averages. Most of you guys use exponential moving averages and simple moving averages. So there's a difference, guys. My moving averages show the same level regardless of the time frame. If you guys take a look at the EMAs and SMAs that you use, you will notice that if you change the time frame, the moving averages that you use will show different levels. Am I right or not? And keep in mind, guys, so moving averages basically show the average price of a stock over a fixed period of time. Correct? But take a look at the magic of my moving averages. So take a look. This is a 4-hour chart of Palantir. Take a look at my 5-day moving average, guys. Take a look at the level that it is signaling. $91. This is a 4-hour chart. Keep an eye on this. Take a look. And this is something that I talked about with the guys that came to our in-person meeting last Saturday for 3 hours. I don't know, something like that. Check this out. This is my 5 DMA, 5-day moving average. Okay. On a 4-hour chart, it is signaling $91 for the most part. What happens if I pull up a 1-hour chart? $91. It's magic, guys. What happens if I pull up a 1-day, 1-minute chart? $91. It's magic. So I'm kidding, of course, guys. So what's the deal, guys, with technical indicators? You want to use a technical indicator that is commonly used by the vast majority of market participants. That's what I don't like about EMAs and simple moving averages. That's what I don't like. That's why I use daily moving averages. Why? Because if I have a moving average, guys, that is showing the same level regardless of the time frame, that increases significantly the likelihood of having the vast majority of market participants looking at the same information. But I respect anyone's trading style, guys. Okay? So I need to highlight that, right? But in my case, I don't use any exponential moving averages, and I don't use simple moving averages either. So when I am telling you guys, take a look at the 100 DMA, 50 DMA, or I don't know, 20 DMA, most of you guys use TradingView for your technical analysis. You have to go to a daily chart. You guys have to go to a daily chart and pull up a simple moving average. Okay? In the case of a simple moving average, guys, a simple moving average shows the average price of a stock strictly divided by the corresponding number of candles. Okay? But that is affected by the time frame, of course. Okay? Because you guys should also know that moving averages depend on the time frame of candlesticks. Daily chart. Yeah, so my moving averages, long story short, guys, are simple moving averages on the daily chart. There you go. And if you guys are on Schwab, or if you guys use Thinkorswim, you can set up daily moving averages. So you can, use different time frames, and you will always get the same levels. Correct. TEOs, correct. Yeah. 20, 50, Seychank, 20, 50, 100, 200, and the 5. Correct, yeah. Those are the ones that I use. Let me show you. So, the pink is the 20. The 5 is the white line, the white one is the 5. The green is the 50, blue 100, and red 200. No problem. Of course, I'm here to help. Palantir, bro. Okay, so circling back to Palantir. Take a look, guys. This is not a good looking chart. And by the way, guys, I use a lot, or I study a lot, the slope of the moving averages. A lot. So in the case of Palantir, guys, take a look at the 5-day moving average, 5 DMA. It is downward sloping. It is pushing price down. So this implies that Palantir is under the control of sellers as of now. I am curious about this level, guys. And I actually made a video about Palantir, I think on Tuesday. Take a look at this green line, guys. This is the 50-day moving average. It is upward sloping, despite the fact that Palantir has been getting killed recently. So this is a level, guys, that it is still trying to act as support. And take a look at how this green line, this 50-day moving average, happens to coincide with a previous level of resistance for Palantir back from late January. And you guys know that previous level of resistance tend to act as new levels of support. So I'm curious about this level, guys, despite the fact that this is not a good looking chart. So maybe if, I don't know, tomorrow we have a relief rally, or if the bulls like the core PCE data, whatever bullshit report that is coming out tomorrow, maybe if we happen to see a potential process of consolidation of Palantir above $85, that could potentially open the door for a test of this downward sloping 5 DMA, 5-day moving average, at $90.84. If we were able to take this trade the way that I am describing it over here, say that from $85 up to $91, this could represent a 5% profit trade. Potential scenario. Say that Palantir keeps dropping, guys. I am looking at $77. Why is it? Why? Well, $77 happens to be a previous level of support back from early February that, take a look, guys, is coinciding. Let me pull up here an anchor VWAP in the case of Palantir, PLTR. And I should take a sip of this. Palantir, bro. It's a future, bro. Okay. So, what is it? Is it the anchor VWAP? Let me see. Okay, take a look, guys. An anchored volume-weighted average price line that comes from the day of the presidential election. Take a look, November 5th. Shows an average price of $78. And again, guys, from the day of the presidential election last year, and on, we saw a massive rally in the markets. So that day was an important day for the markets. That's why I am displaying a lot of anchor VWAPs from, or I have a lot of VWAPs anchored to that specific day. Take a look. I think this level is important. So this anchor VWAP is telling me that the average market participant that started a position from the day of the presidential election has an average price of $78. They could defend price down there. Could, because you guys know that I never speak in absolute terms here. So I have here the convergence of a previous level of support with an anchor VWAP that comes from a very special date. So I am curious about Palantir potentially bouncing back up from $77, $78 if it keeps dropping. I will keep an eye on that level. And by the way, guys, and despite the fact that Palantir is, as of now, half of the highs, 34% of the highs. Okay, take a look at the 100-day moving average, 100 EMA. It is upward sloping. What does this imply, guys? That it could be potentially pushing price up, potentially. And the 200 EMA is also upward sloping. So despite the fact that in minor time frames, Palantir is under the control of sellers, no doubt about it, this is an ugly looking short, I think that this dip will end up getting bought up. I don't know when, guys. Maybe $77. Maybe maybe Palantir pays a visit down to the 100 DMA, $70. But I think that this dip gets bought up, more likely than not. The story, guys, behind Palantir hasn't lost any traction. The commercial execution of the company is outstanding, guys. But the valuation of Palantir, the multiples of Palantir as a stock are insane. Super high. But in my opinion, guys, the story behind Palantir hasn't lost any traction. And I think that buyers will eventually showing up here. And I think that we are going to see a massive rally in the case of Palantir. I'm not going to say anytime soon, but I think it's going to happen. So, yeah, most of you guys are going to be helping out our boy Alex Carp. And Palantir, bro. Palantir is the future, bro. You don't understand Palantir, bro. I think that this stock will have a massive rally, guys, eventually. If I knew the level, guys, I would be... It's the future, bro. It's easy, bro. Okay, next. What other request do I have here, guys? Okay, that you were asking Sofi, my blowfi. Let's go take a look at Sofi, my blowfi. Okay, another stock that is getting killed. It went down today 2.76% and it closed the trading session at $14.07. Take a look, guys. Pretty much the same diagnosis relative to the other stocks that I have gone over. Downward sloping 5-day moving average. It is a technical share that is under the control of sellers. It is what it is. I am curious about the 100-day moving average, guys. Take a look. The blue line. It is clearly upward sloping, and it seems to be trying to sustain price, guys, above $14. Again, guys, the slope of the moving averages is very important. Very, very important, guys. So despite the fact that I have a downward sloping 5 DMA, and despite the fact that Sofi is trading below the 50 and the 20-day moving average, and if the markets do not collapse tomorrow and stuff like that, you guys understand what I'm saying, right? I just told you this is pretty much the first thing that I pointed out. If we keep seeing this super high volatility, you guys have to keep an eye. First of all, at the you have to keep an eye on the SPY, okay? And then you got to try to base your trading decisions depending on whatever the SPY is doing. I already told you guys that, okay? But say that tomorrow the tape isn't getting killed and stuff like that. If I happen to see SoFi closing candles, guys, above these downward sloping 5-day moving average, that could be signaling some sort of a strength and for the bulls. And since I have support or potential support above an upward sloping 100 DMA, I could be a buyer of SoFi, guys, above $14.30. I could give it a shot here at SoFi. But let me take a look at some anchor VWAPs. I don't want to annoy you guys with my anchor VWAPs, but I love this technical indicator. So let's see. Well, I have a lot of anchor VWAPs here. Let me delete this one. Let me see. Let me delete this one. Remove. Okay. Yeah, so take a look, guys. An anchor VWAP that comes from the most recent 52-week high of SoFi is signaling, as of now, $15.33. So that's, in the short term, the most important level of overhead supply above the current price of SoFi. So if I started a trade on SoFi, guys, above the 5 DMA, above $14.28, my price target would be near this anchor VWAP at $15.41. So I know that I have a lot of market participants with losing positions at $15.60. So I would be probably closing a long trade on SoFi near that level. But say that the markets keep getting killed, guys. Say that the markets keep getting killed. Why not? Keep an eye on the upward sloping 100-day moving average, guys. SoFi, in my opinion, could be a potential short candidate if that upward sloping 100-day moving average that has been acting as support. And take a look, guys. 1, 2, and 3 trading sessions in a row is broken to the downside. This could be a candidate for puts. So I am giving you 2 different trades over here on SoFi. Let me take a look at the market structure of SoFi, my BlowFi. Let's see. This is another retail darling. So, it's getting killed recently. Yeah, take a look at the market structure, guys. This is the perfect bearish market structure, guys. Take a look. Remember, on top of this chart, you see the demand, buyers, and at the bottom, sellers, supply. Demand, buyers, supply, sellers. Take a look at the demand. It is collapsing. But the supply is going up. So this reinforces my idea that if SoFi gives up this upward sloping 100-day moving average, this could very well be a strong candidate for a short position. Yep. There you go. What else do we have here? Coinbase. I can go. Sorry, guys. I can go over Coinbase, no problem. But what's the problem about Coinbase, guys? Let me ask you. So, say that you want to trade Coinbase. You want to grab calls or puts or whatever. What do you need to keep an eye on in order to trade Coinbase? What do you think? Can you trade Coinbase just looking at the technical chart of Coinbase? Which is looking awful, guys. Oh my God. This is a very ugly looking chart. Jesus Christ. Sure, Bitcoin. That is a problem about trading Coinbase, guys. And that's why I rarely ever trade the sticker, guys. Rarely ever. Because I have to trade Coinbase, but I have to keep an eye on Bitcoin. It is super, I don't know. It is hard. Yeah. Bitcoin, guys. So take a look. This is a very ugly looking chart. I mean, let's talk about a risk-off market, guys. So risk on assets are getting annihilated. We'll see if that changes. It could be the seasonality of February, or it could be something else. We don't know. Okay, take a look. 5-day moving average, clearly downward sloping. Below the 50, the 20, the 100, and the 200-day moving average. Very ugly looking chart. But guys, say that tomorrow, I don't know, for any reason, the markets like the core PCE, whatever data bullshit report that comes out tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. If we happen to see a risk and rally based on the better than expected core PCE, and now the Fed is going to do that, and the Fed is going to do this, and whatever, this could be a candidate for a risk and rally, guys. Say that you see Bitcoin going up, and the markets as a whole going up as well, of course. If Coinbase, guys, happens to recapture this 5-day moving average, this downward sloping 5 DMA at $220, there could be room up to the 200 DMA, guys, $235. From 220 up to 236, this could represent a 6% profit rate. But the chart is looking very ugly. We can make a case that Coinbase could be starting to form over here some sort of bearish flag pattern. Wow, this technical chart, guys, alone, without taking into account that Coinbase depends on Bitcoin, and I don't know, all of a sudden Bitcoin could be going up like crazy tomorrow and stuff like that. This technical chart looks ugly, guys. This looks like a bearish flag pattern here, guys. A non-academic bearish flag pattern, because never ever, guys, a technical pattern is a textbook one, right? So this looks very ugly, but I don't know. Maybe tomorrow we see a risk and rally, and Coinbase maybe Coinbase bursts above this 5-day moving average, and we see buyers stepping in here. But unless we see a risk and rally, guys, I would stay away from this short, guys. This could even be a short if the bulls of Coinbase hadn't able to recapture that downward sloping 5 DMA. Yeah, very ugly looking short, guys. Let me see if we get some interesting information based on Anchor VWAPs. What is this? Jesus Christ. So, guys, take a look. I have like 1,000 Anchor VWAPs here. Take a look. I am not going to point out every single one of these VWAPs. But long story short, guys, we have a lot of market participants holding the bag here. So that implies that a potential relief rally of Coinbase is a strong candidate to be faded, because we have a lot of market participants losing money all over the place. So if you're going to try to play a bounce here, it gotta be a short one. And whenever you see some profit here, take your money and run. That would be my advice. Yeah, sure. Tessie. Of course we had to go over Tessie. There you go. So, guys, take a look at that. So, do you think, and I only trade, guys, based on technicals, but we cannot ignore the fact that Tesla is a heavily hated stock as of now. And why, guys? Why do you think Tessie is under so much pressure as of now? Because the markets have been dropping like a rock, guys, during the last week. But Tesla has been going down, guys, since mid-December. What do you guys think is going on with Tessie? Excuse me. What is the problem here, guys? What do you think? Aside from the technical short is problematic enough. Elon, of course, guys. Elon, have you seen guys, a dude fighting people that tries to sell cars? I am not going to get in a political discussion here, guys. Okay? I know that here we have Democrats and we have Republicans, so I am not going to get in a political discussion here, guys. But obviously, guys, we are in front of a guy that is selling vehicles and that at the same time is fighting people. It's insane. It is insane. So, I don't know this could be the most hated stock in the markets. It's crazy, guys. So you have to be careful, guys. I don't know what is going to happen here. At some point, we're going to see a relief rally in the case of Tessie. But if you ask me now, because we are going to see some rallies here, some release rallies here and there. I think that we have lower prices coming up for Tesla, guys. Yeah, Elon has gained a lot of enemies. A lot of enemies. I don't know if you saw the news. So apparently Tesla registrations in Europe fell 45%. Insane, guys. Insane. Take a look at this, guys, and this is something extraordinary. I have been talking about the presidential election, right? Because I am using the date of the presidential election in order to display anchor VWAPs. Well, and obviously, guys, Elon was, and Tesla, for that matter, was a great beneficiary of the election of Donald Trump. We all know that. So Tesla went up since the day of the presidential election, guys, 79%. Guess what, guys? Today, Tesla gave up the whole thing. Erased completely, guys, the rally from the presidential election. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, so this is important, okay? So Tesla pretty much erased. Again, how much was this rally worth? Let me see. Wow, 79%. Now let me redo this, guys. No, 44%. I take that back. 44%, guys. So Tesla had a 44% rally since the presidential election, and it already gave it up. Unbelievable, guys. This is crazy stuff, guys. That implies that Tesla is 44% of all-time highs. So we are at an interesting spot for a potential bounce, guys. Take a look at the 200 DMA, 200-day moving average. This red line, guys. Take a look at the price. $276. And that level, so that 200 DMA, that 200-day moving average, is coinciding as of now with the beginning of the 44% rally that Tesla had since the day of the presidential election. So that implies that we are at some sort of crossroad here for Tesla, at least in the short term. So I wouldn't be surprised that if we see a rally from 274-ish. Aside from that, guys, the technical chart looks awful. Awful. Take a look. Below the 50, the 20, the 100, and the 5-day moving average. This technical chart looks awful. Horrible. But I think that maybe buyers might be stepping in because this is a very noticeable level for Tesla. The convergence of the 200-day moving average with the beginning of the 44% rally that Elon, I don't know, threw away, I would say. But say that Tesla gives up this 200-day moving average, guys, this could be a magnet for sellers. So Tesla is at a very, 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 but critical level over here, guys. I think that this is make or break for Tesla here, guys. Above 276, I might be thinking about maybe giving this horrible chart a shot. Maybe up to the downward sloping 5-day moving average at $309. But if this 200 DMA is broken to the downside, guys, buckle up. Buckle up. I'm not going to take a look at any anchor VWAPs, guys. We have like 1 million buyers trapped all over the place. But I'm curious about the market structure of Tesla. Let's see. TSLA. What do we got here? Tesla. Come on. Pull up. TSLA. There you go. And the supply is starting to go down. And the level of the demand is actually trying to rise, guys. This market structure with the supply starting to go down makes me believe that we could be potentially about to see here some sort of seller's exhaustion. I think we have a bounce on Tesla coming up. More likely than not, guys. But I would have to respect the shorts, obviously, right? So a no touch below the 200 DMA. This could be attracting sellers, guys. But closing candles above 277-ish, I would give it a shot. With a tight stop below the 200 DMA. Yep. Doge, yeah, sure. And let's see what happens, guys. I think that Elon shouldn't have get involved with the department of whatever government. He's a guy that is selling cars, guys. You cannot be selling cars and at the same time fighting people. It is incompatible. I mean, it is already crazy that he took a very strong political position, right? Have you guys ever seen a CEO saying, okay, I am going to be voting for this candidate, I am going to be voting for the other candidate? No CEO does that. Because if you're selling a product, guys, you need to sell that product to either Democrats or Republicans. But Elon not only, compromised with a specific political party, but not only that, aside from that, now he's fighting people. And, remodeling the state and stuff like that. He shouldn't be doing that, in my opinion, because he's the CEO of a company. I gotta say that I am in favor about what he's doing. And I don't want to get into a political discussion, but he shouldn't be doing that. He's the CEO of a company. So whatever, that's a topic for another day. So we are an hour and 6 minutes in. So I have to wrap it up, guys. I'm super tired. Super tired. And let's see what happens tomorrow. So I'm happy about seeing that you guys made the most of the levels that I pointed out today on Discord. And you guys are making the most of the information that I am posting in our Discord. So, yeah, I will keep trying to help you guys as much as I can, guys. I think that we are going to have a fun day tomorrow, guys. To either the upside or the downside. I don't know. But I think that we're going to have some fun tomorrow. I have a feeling that is going to be the case. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And again, the comments that you drop on the live chat, remember, guys, that are not being shown in the live stream itself that I am about to release openly on my YouTube channel. You guys know that when I go live for you guys on Thursdays, I do it exclusively at first for you guys. But once I'm done streaming, I release the live on my YouTube channel for everyone. But those comments that you guys make over there are not being shown in the final video that is going to be released on my YouTube channel. So if you can go to my YouTube channel, drop a comment. Hey Alberto, thanks. Let's go Palantir. Palantir. I don't know. Drop any comment. Tell me that I don't understand Palantir. Palantir to the moon, bruh. It's easy, bruh. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I will see you guys in Discord tomorrow. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks. Bye.